Most of us understand that change can enhance our lives, but many are unaware of how to rewire the brain to replace a bad habit with a new one that lasts. Many of us find change challenging. 35% of people stick to their New Year resolutions. 19% maintain a resolution for over 2 years. It can take between 18 and 254 days to form a new habit. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, states that most smokers attempt to quit 8 to 11 times before succeeding. Clearly, change can be tough. But there's hope. Experts say our brain can change. They call it self-directed neuroplasticity, or the intentional rewiring of the brain. In today's video, I will explain how we develop bad habits and share 6 proven methods to make a new habit stick. How did we develop this bad habit? Habits are responses to cues or triggers that are mostly unconscious or have become automatic. Think of someone who feels nervous and bites their nails. They created the habit because they felt nervous, a cue or trigger, and found relief in the behavior. Habit formed. Notice there was a cue or trigger, followed by a behavior that led to an emotional reward. Maybe your habit is more like grabbing a bag of chips after a tough day while relaxing in front of the TV. Or smoking. Or drinking. The list goes on. How did you get here? Your sensory nervous system constantly looks for actions that will provide a dopamine hit, the brain's reward chemical. We're wired to find connections between triggers and behaviors that lead to rewards. When your brain identifies the link between an action and a reward, it stores that information in the basal ganglia. This is where we develop emotions and memories, and it's not where conscious decisions are made. That's the prefrontal cortex. This is why your thinking, conscious brain can help, but isn't in control. In today's world, the brain's search for feel-good experiences can lead us in unhelpful directions. Just like our ancestors, our brains chase that dopamine high. When a behavior provides a reward, the brain forms a link between that action and pleasure. A habit is created by connecting a cue or trigger, action and reward, and it's stored in a part of the brain outside of rational thought. In his 2012 book, The Power of Habit, journalist Charles Duhigg named this cue-action-reward routine the habit loop. So, how do you break bad habits and form new ones? Start by learning a new cue-action-reward routine. With triggers that used to start bad habits, begin to act differently as you experience good feelings. Imagine the trigger is arriving home after a tough day at work. The old behavior was drinking alcohol while watching the news. Now you walk through the door, change into comfy exercise clothes, and move in ways that make you feel good, like dancing. You notice how good it feels to move your body and shake off the day. You might add a favorite feel-good podcast as you give yourself this end-of-day gift. If you repeat this often enough, with good feelings, your mind will make the connection and create a new habit. This is why cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, encourages trying new things and paying attention to how they make you feel. To summarize the first key, feed a better habit by using the same cues, intentional behaviors that are linked to good feelings. The second key to changing a bad habit is to help your brain associate pain with the bad habit pattern. Your brain is wired to help you avoid pain. When your brain starts to link pain with a habit loop, it will look for alternatives. What does that bad habit cost you? Create images of the pain associated with the bad habit and let your subconscious mind feel that pain as intensely as possible. When we experience pain with a choice, our brain helps us make a committed decision to change, often called rock bottom. Rock bottom means we're 100% committed to change because the old pattern is too painful. When you realize that your after-work Dorito habit has caused lethargy, extra weight, and harmed your relationships, get clear about that pain. You don't have to let your life fall apart to make a committed decision. You need to be crystal clear with the emotional pain linked to the trigger moment that starts the bad habit loop. Some find journaling helpful to get real about the pain of choices. Should you go cold turkey with the old habit while rewiring for the new? Most can't. Instead, it's much more effective to start by changing small parts of the habitual action. For instance, if you always sit down with your glass of scotch at 6 p.m., keep the time and the glass, but switch the alcohol for soda. The third key is baby steps with feel-good rewards. Big, bold goals are great. However, most of us need smaller, manageable achievements along the way as we slowly rewire our brains with better habits. Achieving a tiny goal can give you a dopamine boost, reinforcing the behavior and pushing you to the next step. Get some momentum and build from there. The fourth key is to add to an existing routine. This is similar to baby steps, but with a twist. Habit stacking, made popular by James Clear in his book Atomic Habits, takes the mini-habit idea a bit further. Take a habit you already do and add one small positive action to your routine, like doing calf raises while brushing your teeth. If you take a snack break at 11 a.m. every day, why not walk around the block at the same time? Remember, small steps are better than no steps. The fifth key is to change your language. Your subconscious is always listening. If you talk about exercise like, "I hate it, it's hard, and I hate sweating," you'll miss out on a dopamine hit and won't make the gym habit stick. But when you frame the gym experience as my time, my happy place where I challenge my muscles to look good, you get the dopamine hit you need to make the habit stick. Even if you don't believe it at first, faking it till you make it can wire neurons together to create the genuine reaction you were forcing at first eventually. Smiling even when you don't mean it can actually make you happy, at least a little, according to a 2017 review of research. I use the affirmation, "I don't know how this habit became so easy to do, I only know it is, and I'm grateful." The language is very intentional. The phrase, "I don't know how," bypasses my logical mind and speaks directly to my subconscious. When I say, "This habit became so easy," I picture myself easily adopting the new habit. This image, combined with the gratitude that it's already done, helps steer the rewiring process in the right direction. Use language to help you change, not to keep you stuck. And sixth, create an environment where the new habits are easier to do than the old bad habits. Remember the guy who chose to move his body when he got home instead of diving into a bag of Doritos? He had his workout clothes ready and waiting by the door, with no Doritos in the house. Stack the deck in your favor by changing the environment to support the change. That means removing things that trigger bad behavior. You might do this gradually or all at once, depending on your approach to change. Shaping the environment means making the best choice the easiest choice. I finally put my exercise clothes on the bed to make it the easiest choice possible to encourage yoga, tai chi, and other forms of exercise. It helped. And with my exercise clothes on, I focused on feeling good as I did life-giving activities. I shaped my language to reinforce the habit I was wiring in my brain. I eventually got traction with the movement and exercise routine, and now I can't live without it. That's the power of habit. And when you master the process of habit making, it will bless your life. In summary, feed new habits. What fires together, wires together. Feeling good when you do the new habit at the same trigger or cue helps your brain connect pleasure with a life-giving habit. Second, associate pain with the bad habit. This is not a rational but an emotional experience. Feel the pain deeply. Let the emotional pain drive you to a committed decision for change. Third, take incremental or baby steps and be patient with yourself. 2 steps forward and 1 step back is progress. Celebrate progress. Fourth, take advantage of habit stacking, which means adding a new positive behavior to existing habits. Fifth, watch your language. Let your language align with the habit you are wiring. And finally, shape the environment to align with life-giving habits. Make it easy because energy tends to follow the path of least resistance. Okay, friends, rewiring your brain for new habits will change your life. You now know how to hack your brain's wiring to make change stick.